Each week we bring you stories of athletes who have overcome adversity in their lives to succeed in school and in sports.
Jack Washer joins us now with the story of a Tennyson Lancer and the team playing for their fallen teammate.
That's right. Imagine waiting your whole life for your moment to shine in the spotlight, and then in the blink of an eye, it's gone. But it's how you fight through the adversity that not only keeps you going, but inspires everyone around you. It's nearly impossible to find a picture of James Clark without a smile on his face, a big ear-to-ear smile all his friends notice.
His smile and just his attitude on life. He didn't know how much he had left, but he lived each day like it was going to be his last.
James Clark became involved with Tennyson football at age 9 when his uncle Dennis Clark played for the Lancers.
You know, he wanted to be a part of it, so he was on our sideline. He was a water boy, ball boy, anything we needed. And he wanted to play. He was an athlete. We knew he played the other sports, and we knew that someday he'd be coming up to Tennyson.
Clark made the JV football team his freshman year in 2011, but that same season, James wasn't feeling well. Doctors diagnosed him with lupus, a disease where your immune system attacks the body's tissues and organs. Doctors also told James he couldn't play football anymore.
He was crushed because he's seen his older brothers do it, and he's seen everybody around him do it, and he played Pop Warner a little bit, so the sport was always in him since he was a young one.
But the thought of walking away from Tennyson football never crossed his mind. He stayed close with the program, especially with his best friend, Isaiah Rogers, who his teammates call Zay Zay.
First one to congratulate me. Sometimes he'd be even in the end zone, waiting for me to score.
Earlier this year, the disease became too much for James. He was bedridden in the hospital, but even in his darkest times, his smile never wavered.
You know, you got to stand strong in front of him because even if you would break down, he still wouldn't break down. He would say, "It's all right, Grandpa. It's going to be all right. It's going to get better."
Seeing him always have that goal to come home and that fight, he never giving up. Never giving up. He always knew he was coming home, and when he knew he wasn't coming home anymore was one of the toughest things.
But I love you, man, and you've done everything in the world. You've done more than you possibly could do. That was my last words.
On October 10th, James Clark passed away. Before the season, Tennyson dedicated its season to James and took Clark's spirit to the field with them on each and every play. Down 21 in the fourth quarter to Mount Eden, Tennyson rallied to score 21 points in 8 minutes to tie the game. The night James passed away, Tennyson played Bishop O'Dowd, a school Tennyson had never beaten. It came down to the final kick. They say it went through with the help of their guardian Lancer.
Right at the same time he passed away, and people say that the ball was curving, but it went in like the last minute. People say it's James, that right when he got there, he pushed the ball in.
As those closest to James reflect on his life, they remember the impact he made on everyone close to him.
I just think I was my son's biggest fan. After watching film, it was James. Every touchdown, every play, he was right on the sideline. Like he would run up and down the sideline just to be with them. He was living his football dream through Zay Zay.
He in a better place now, looking down on us, joyful, running around, probably throwing the football around right now, catching the ball, probably shooting jump shots.
I still get emotional going through the interviews. James, his entire family, everybody around him, fighting through what is a very tough time in their life right now, but they're doing very good right now.
Yeah, and the team is playing very well. We'll have highlights of their big game this week a little bit later on the show.